Well, hello 2D, and welcome back to the primary trig ratios. We're actually not going to learn anything new today. Today is a practice day, and we have a puzzle page for you to do for your homework. So I'm just going to introduce the puzzle page, and then you're going to spend the rest of the time trying to solve this puzzle. So our goal today is to practice solving for missing angles and sides in right triangles. So you're going back and forth between the two methods that we learned in the last two lessons. And we are going to use that to solve this problem. Algebra takes over trigonometry. The evil Dr. Algebra has been hard at work trying to take all the enjoyment out of the world of mathematics. He has stolen some of the world's best math jokes and encoded the punchlines using trigonometry. He thinks no one will care enough to wade through all those trig questions and get them back, but your mission is to prove otherwise. Each of the questions on the following page uses sine, cos, or tangent to solve for the missing measures of a right triangle. When you have solved for the variable, write its value, rounded to the nearest whole number, in the appropriate box below. Once completed, you will have the key to unlocking the math jokes and that have been cruelly hidden from you. If you can check your key with Mrs. Caldwell before starting so you know you have the right codes. Good luck, the world is counting on you. So here's the code decoder box, and you're going to get your decoding from all of these things. Now you will notice on this page that sometimes you're solving for an angle. So if this little angle is marked here and the letter is on the corner, then you're solving for an angle. If the side is marked with a letter, then you're solving for a side. So we can just pick one of these. I'm going to pick one and do it with you. So let's pick this one. We're solving for an angle. So if I'm solving for an angle here, this is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. This is the adjacent. I don't need the adjacent because there's nothing on there, so it's opposite and hypotenuse. Sine uses opposite and hypotenuse, so I'm going to go sine of I, which is the letter used there, equals opposite over hypotenuse, which is 28 over 33. Now, since we're finding an angle, I have to use sine to the negative 1. When you're finding an angle, you use sine to the negative 1. You do not use sine to the negative 1 when you're solving for a side. So 28 over 33. Let's plug that into our calculator. So we go 28 divided by 33 equals, and now I'm going to go shift and sine. So that's 58. Now we're rounding to no decimal places. You want to make sure you round correctly. So with this one, the next number here is just a 0, so this stays at 58. If this next number here was a 5 or higher, this would round to 59, but it's just a 58. So I is 58. Now what do we do with that when we get it? Well, we're going to go back over here. And for I, we're going to write in a 58. Now, once you get all of these codes, you can come up to me and I will check it to make sure that you have all of these numbers correct before you start to decode your puzzle. But then you have this puzzle page here. So any place you see the 58, you're going to replace it with an I. Now I've made them a light gray for you so that hopefully you can just write over top of it. So you can go through all of this whole thing, and anywhere you see a 58, you're going to put an I. There's another one. And another one. And so just keep doing that. Anywhere you see a 58, we're going to put an I. And when you're done, the answers or the punchlines for these jokes will be here. So you will know why Mr. Agar was detained at the airport on his way to Iraq, or what one math book said to another math book, or how 2 plus 2 equals 5 is like an obtuse triangle. So you will find out what the punchline is, but you got to do some work to get there. Now, there's quite a few questions to do. Obviously, there's 26 letters of the alphabet and there's 26 decodings here. But once you get on them, they don't actually take all that long to do. And if you get through 26 of them going back and forth between finding an angle and finding a side, you should be an expert at using the primary trig ratios. So good luck. You need to, your mission to complete this is underway.